Between 2020 and 2021, over 13,500 people moved to San Antonio. There is a reason why San Antonio continues to be such a popular place for people to relocate to. In this video, we're going to talk about what some of those reasons are, and we're getting after it right now. Hey, what's up guys? My name is Johnny. This is Trevor. On this channel, we talk about everything that you want to know about living in San Antonio and the entire metro area. We're also licensed real estate agents here in San Antonio, which means not only do we enjoy making videos for you guys, we would love even more to help you with all your real estate purchase needs. So the information popping up on the screen, please feel free to give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. We would love to help you and your family make a smooth move here to San Antonio. And make sure you like and subscribe because we do post videos every week and you don't want to miss them.
Why are people moving to San Antonio? Now, in my opinion, one of the main reasons that people want to move to San Antonio this year is because of the affordable housing.
Yeah, I agree. Of course, over the last, year or two, we did see the market was crazy in a different way, right? I mean, right now we're seeing high interest rates. So people are being priced out of homes in a different way than they were just a year ago when they couldn't get a house because they were fighting with so many other people putting in offers. So I think San Antonio continues to be a great place for people to move to because home prices are lower. Although interest rates are higher, home prices are lower. And so it just makes it that much easier for people to to get into a home right now. All right, another big reason why people move to San Antonio is education. We have several big universities here in San Antonio. We also have some really good public schools, but one thing that people don't talk about is education freedom as it relates to homeschool. Now, my wife and I, we're a homeschool family, and we've been homeschooling our kids for a long time now. And we really enjoy the flexibility, the support, and the freedom that we get here in San Antonio with homeschooling our kids. There are a lot of support groups and co-ops that you can join. This is great news for military families who are PCSing midway through the year, and they want to avoid just the awkwardness and the extra stress as it relates to enrolling your kids in school halfway through the year. The regulations and things here in Texas when it comes to homeschooling are a lot less stringent than you're going to expect in, say, California. We've helped several families move here from California that do homeschool, and one of the things that they always talk about is, hey, we needed to get out of California because we homeschool and the regulations were just too much for us. So many things that we had to do to comply with being able to homeschool. So living here in San Antonio, being able to homeschool is really great. A lot of people move here for that reason.
Another big reason why people are moving to San Antonio, Texas this year, and I don't think this is really just relative to San Antonio, this kind of encompasses the whole state of Texas in general, but there is no state income tax here. According to NerdWallet, man, I picked Minnesota, right? Anywhere from 5 to 9% of their state income tax. I know California ranges anywhere from 1 to 12%. New York is 4 to 10%, and Colorado is in about that 5% range. Here, nothing. That's huge. That's huge savings.
This is a really big pro for people who are moving here, and you're going to hear people talk about it all the time because when you talk about numbers like you just said, Minnesota and some of these other states, and then there's zero income tax here in Texas. When it comes to being able to afford a house, not only are home prices lower, but then you don't have state income tax. It's make it or break it for a lot of people when it comes to being able to purchase their first house. Okay, so another reason why I think a lot of people are moving here to San Antonio, and again, this is one that encompasses, I think, Texas in general. Somewhat of a controversial topic, but one that's worth talking about because, it is a big point, and that is Texas's constitutional carry law. Back in September of 2021, HB 1927 went into effect, which allows people who qualify under the law to carry a handgun in public without a permit. You no longer need a license to carry permit here in Texas. Again, we do talk about states like New York, Illinois, California. You know, these are three of, you know, multiple states in the country that have very strict gun laws. And so a lot of people, one of the reasons why they're leaving those states, amongst others, is because of that, their gun laws. And so a lot of people do move to places like San Antonio because we have less strict gun laws. If you're uncomfortable with firearms, then this might not be the place for you. Being police officers who work, we regularly see people who are armed. They walk around with guns on their hips. They go into different places. We routinely get phone calls from businesses because someone's walking in with the firearm, but you know, people can walk around with a gun in a holster on their hip. And if you're moving here from a state where that just doesn't happen, then that can be somewhat of a culture shock for you. But it is a big reason why people move here to San Antonio.
Another factor driving people to move here this year, and I think it really has been this way for a while, this has been one of the biggest factors, I think, for a lot of people. Sunshine.
Yes.
Year-round sunshine. Again, I mentioned a little bit earlier, we are in the winter months right now, and it does not look like it.
Beautiful weather.
What is it, probably 80? No, it's not 80. Maybe 70 degrees right now?
78 degrees.
Oh,
yes,
man.
78 degrees.
It doesn't get better than that. I know there are tons of people from up north who are moving here simply because of the weather. My grandparents being one, I know they moved here, I think it was probably 50 years ago, specifically for that reason. My grandfather, he couldn't handle the cold. And, well, there's not a whole lot of that going around.
And we got a lot of boys up there in Colorado that talk about how much sunshine they get, which they do get some of the most sunshiny days, you know, throughout the year. But in January, you might get some sunshine, but you don't get the 78 degrees weather with it. So you guys can take that up in Denver. Okay, guys, wrapping this video up, the last big reason, and this touches home for me, is diversity in San Antonio. So for a couple of years, my family and I moved away from San Antonio to another state, and it was great, but one of the reasons why we decided to come back was because of diversity. My wife and I were in interracial marriage. We have mixed kids, and so diversity is a huge deal for us in where we wanted to live. San Antonio has long been known as one of the most welcoming cities in Texas, one of the most welcoming cities in the country, and diversity plays a big part in that. So according to the U.S. Census Bureau, on their website, when you're comparing San Antonio to Austin's demographics are 48% white and 33% Hispanic, whereas here in San Antonio, the demographics are vastly different. 23% white and 66% Hispanic, and 17% of the population here identify as two or more races. That is a big deal, and it's very, very evident while you're here in San Antonio. We get comments from people all the time who are visiting from other states, even other countries, that say, wow, we had no idea that Texas could be so diverse. And yes, Austin is diverse. There's a lot of diversity there. There's a lot of diversity in Houston, but there's just really no place like San Antonio when it comes to diversity. And for us, being able to raise our kids here amongst many different, ethnic groups is huge. And I know that even for you, Trevor, you know, in your family, there's a lot of diversity as well.
Absolutely. So my mother's white, my stepfather's African American, and my brothers and sister are mixed. And I think it's really helped growing up in this kind of environment and being able to see and talk to them from their perspective. And I mean, even they comment about how diverse it is here in San Antonio. And it's not a statistic that's mentioned very often. I think it's often overlooked, but listening to them talk about it and being raised in that kind of environment, I do think it's very important. And I think that's a huge benefit that San Antonio has, counting towards one of its pros for here.
And I think that right now, with all the things that are going on culturally, race is something it's a sensitive topic for one.
Topic, yeah.
And it's something that's on the forefront of a lot of people's mind. And I think when people are thinking about moving to a different city, people do want to move to a place where they feel like they're going to be well represented and they're going to be comfortable and their families are going to be safe. And San Antonio, I would say, is
checks
that
all
place.
The boxes.
It checks all the boxes, I think. So.
And there you have it, guys. Those are some of the top reasons why people are moving to San Antonio this year in 2023.
That's right.
We really hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Again, we'd love to help you with all your real estate needs if you guys are buying, purchasing, selling real estate within the San Antonio metro area. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Again, it helps other people who are looking for this channel find this kind of information a little bit easier. Whether you plan on moving in the next few weeks or the next few months, please don't hesitate to reach out. We're going to drop our information down below in the box, so feel free to contact us. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time.